Okay, so let's begin with class 1, selenium.
Mm.
So actually, what is this selenium is? The very first question comes in mind, like what is this selenium? Then after we'll think like how it has been developed and who has contributed to it. That's the other story. But basically, what is a selenium? So let's have a look on it.
Mhm.
I'm taking you to the official website of Selenium.
Okay.
It's seleniumhq.org. Seleniumhq.org is your official website of Selenium. The Selenium community says the very first word, Selenium automates browsers. That's it. So
Mhm.
if you want to test any application or if you want to test a browser based application, then we can use Selenium. That is what it says, right? Selenium automates
Mhm.
browsers. So if you want to test anything which works on a browser, that can be easily done using Selenium. So I can say Selenium is a testing tool which works to test a web-based application. If you are trying to test Windows-based application, then this is not the right place for you. So using the Selenium, you can test web-based applications. And the second point what we need to understand is Selenium is not a single tool. Selenium is a suite of tools, a group of tools, which
Mhm.
helps us to automate the things, right? So which helps us to automate the things. These are the two important things what we need to understand. So
Okay,
we'll
it
talk
works
about
only on web-based applications, right?
what is that?
It works only on web-based applications.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Whatever the
Mhm.
website you load on a browser, it will ready to automate it. But the thing is that what is a web-based application in the sense? The application which runs on a browsers. That was a web-based application. That are generally known as web-based application. So all the
Mhm.
web-based application can be easily automated using your Selenium. Clear? If
Okay.
it is a
Mhm.
Windows-based or any other environment, then it will not work for you. Clear? Yes. The point
Mhm.
is Selenium is a suite of tools to automate web browser across many platforms, as the Selenium community says. We'll go in depth and we'll discuss the features and few other details of Selenium. But this is what about the basic ideology view of your Selenium. Clear? So let's go ahead.
Mhm.
Now, whenever we come into the automation, I am calling Selenium is a automation testing, right? So, but what is
Mhm.
automation testing first? Then after we'll think whether it is a Selenium or QTP or Silk or any other tool. But what is automation first of all?
Mhm.
Automation. So basically, we have two types of testings, right? One is manual and other one is a automation. Manual and automation. So what is manual testing?
No need to use tools or anything. We
Yes.
can test manually.
Perfect. So testing manually in the sense manual testing, automation in the sense by using some tools, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So automation testing in the tool in automation testing we'll be using some tools. Okay, but these are the
Mhm.
general things like everyone know. But what will
Mhm.
be automated? That is the question. So manual testing will do it manually. Automation testing is done by tool. But what will be automated? That is the point. That is the agenda actually what we need to do. In the manual testing, technically speaking, we'll be writing some test case, right?
Mhm.
So after writing the test case, in the test case, we have something called step description.
Mhm.
So step
Next
description will
question.
explain you each and every step that should be executed on the application. Each and every step that should be executed on the application manually. Okay?
Mhm.
Yes. So that what we do is in a manual testing, after writing the test case, whatever given in the step description, let us take an example of simple Gmail login. So what we do,
Mhm.
we'll try to write the username, password, click on signing. All these three activities we'll be doing manually. Means performing the operation on the application. User actions. In the manual testing, user actions will be done manually. Not only user actions, see here, whenever we perform any activity on the application, what happens? I have written a username, I have written a password, I have clicked on sign up. Whenever we perform any operation on an application, what happens, Vasavi? System will respond, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? Whatever we do,
Yes.
according to your
Yeah.
operation, system should respond.
To the tag.
Yes. So, watching the actual behavior means whenever we perform any activity, what does exactly the system is doing? Watching
Mm-hmm.
actual behavior of the application. This is also generally done by, or else this is also a part of manual testing. Third, so if you are watching the actual behavior of an application, you are watching the actual behavior of an application, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
you have the ultimate right to say that a particular event is passed or failed. I mean to say you have an expected result already with you. So you have performed some application, some task on the application. Then you are going to compare your expected and actual. If both are identical, you are going to call as a pass, or you are going to call that step as a fail, right? So you are going to provide the status to the step. So that
Mm-hmm.
can be done using manual tester. Why? Because he is witnessing what actually happening on the application, right? So three activities. One, performing the user operations. Two, watching actually what the application is doing whenever we perform the user operation, right? And third one, comparing the user operation, comparing the, what do you call,
Result.
comparing the response from the system with the expected what we have. I mean to say comparing the actual result with the expected, and if both are equal, then it is pass, else it is going to say it as a fail. Means providing the status. These three activities you are going to do manually. Right? So in the automation testing, these three activities will be automated. Means you are not going to touch the application. You are not going to watch whether it is going to the inbox or outbox or what it is doing, right? And you are not going to provide any status to it. So all the three activities will system will do it. I mean your tool will do it. Whatever the automation tool it may be in the world. So these are the activities what a automation testing tool will carry out. It will perform all the user operations on the application. It will compare with the expected one. It will watch the actual behavior. It will provide the status as pass or fail. But like no tool in the world have its own intelligence, right? It doesn't know what is username is. It doesn't know what is password is. It doesn't know where it should click. It doesn't know how to compare. It doesn't know anything, right? So what we do is in the automation testing tool, we are going to feed all the information to the tool. We are going to feed all the information to the tool, like what is the username, what is the password, where it should click after clicking on what it should do. All the information we'll be providing. And once we run it, it will perform the operation, right? So it will perform the operation. It will try to check the expected and actual. If both are identical, it will say it as a pass, else it is going to say it as a fail. So what we have done here, we have automated the human activities. When the human activities are automated using some tool, so that is what the automation testing is. Clear? Yep. So in the automation testing, we are going to perform, in the automation testing, the three activities will be automated. One, performing the user operation, watching the actual behavior, providing the status. Okay, simple. Now, so what is the use of the tool then? The same activities we can do it manually. So what is the use of taking a tool here? Why to take so much of time, and why to write the script, and why to take the tool? We can do it manually. That is what I am saying, right? We can do it manually, but still, what is the use of taking a tool? In a lot of cases, automation testing tool is best suitable for the repeatable things, for the reusable things. If you take something called regression and retesting, that should be done. If you talk about a regression testing, that should be done on each and every build, right? If you are trying to test a regression, that should be done on each and every build. So if your regression has 100 or 200 steps, doing every time will consume a lot of time. So rather than that, feed it in the automation, just run that regression suit. It will go ahead and it will execute it. Within a no time, we can execute that, right? So when there is a repeatable activities, it is recommended to go ahead with automation. If it is one-time testing activities or we don't have any repeatable things, go ahead and do it manually. So automation is best recommended, best suitable for reusable purpose. If you want to do the same script again and again, then it's go ahead and do the automation. I'm just generalizing it. I am not talking about any tool as if now. Okay.
Okay. For the test automation tools, it is for reusable purpose.
Yes, any automation tool in the world, there are best usable for automation purpose. I mean, reusable purpose. Why? Because here, generating of the automation script will take a lot of time. Basically, technically speaking, generating an automation script will take a lot of time when writing the test, when compared to writing the test cases. Execution will be very fast. I'm not talking about it. So if you spare that much of a time, and if you write a script, if you use it multiple times, then that is called advantage, right? A simple process is there. For that, you have taken dozen days to write a script, and you have executed it only once. So what you are doing? You are wasting a time there, right? Yes, automation script may take a lot of time, but that should be in a scenario, in a point that we need to use it multiple times. Okay, I will give you the scenario where we exactly use it. I will list it down here. Okay, so before that, the reusable activities will be automated, general. Okay, like it can be a regression testing, or it can be a data driven testing. If you have a huge set of test data, 100 user, what you call hundreds of data should be validated. Then write all the data in the Excel sheet, parameterize from them and execute it. Okay. So like this of task we can carry out generally in the automation. Or you need to test the same application on a different platforms. You need to test the same application on Chrome, on IE, and on Safari, the same. So write the script only once, execute done on a 3 environments. Okay, so this type of repeatable activities is best suitable for the automation testing. Okay, now let's talk about the advantages of automation testing when compared to the manual test. Okay, and the first point what we need to remember is automation testing tool is not advanced of manual, nor a manual is advanced of automation testing. Both are completely independent. Both has their own equal importance for testing an application. Automation testing is just a method which faster your work. Nothing is advanced. Got the concept?
For the faster working.
That's it. Don't think that automation is advanced and manual is a what you call the older one. It's not like that. Okay. Automation saves the time. Both has its own equal weightage. I mean to say. Clear?
Yeah.
So assume it. Advantages of automation testing. I am trying to give it here. Assume that I have written 100 test cases and that should be executed in 5 days. And whenever I am trying to execute it, maximum I can execute 15 test cases a day. If I do manual testing, maximum I can execute 15 test cases a day. Okay. Maximum I can execute 15 test cases a day. So hardly I can execute how many? 75, right? Hardly I can execute 75 test cases. But what about the rest 25? So manual testing may not work in this area, right? So what are the what you call options we have then? So I need to execute it in 5 days. 5 days is my deadline point. So what are the options I have? Now,
The resources they can take more resources to execute all the test cases?
Perfect. So you'll get one more resource, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
you two people can execute it, and you can close it in 2.5 days, right? Not 2.5, 3 days approximately. Okay, you can close it in approximately 3 days. But a project lead or your team manager said that there is no question of hiring anyone as if now. There is no question of taking anyone into the project as if.
Mm-hmm.
So resources, we have no available resources. No one on bench. Everyone is busy in their work assignment,
Yeah.
right?
Take more time.
So we have a deadline. Like client is not approving us for the extra time.
Oh, okay. Then we can use automation
So
tool,
then
right?
we can use automation, right? So if you use the automation, like how much time it will take? I need to execute 100 test cases.
Mm-hmm.
So how much time it will take to execute 100 test cases? 1 day, 2 day, 3 days? I can say it will take nil. It will not take any time to execute it. Does it
It will
search
not
fast
take it.
actually? Why I'm saying that it will not take any time? It will not eat any of your time. Why? Is that really search fast? It's not like that actually. Automation testing is a process where without leaving your original work, you can do your activity. I mean to say, take out your test scripts, run them,
Mm-hmm.
leave your office, come back and check it tomorrow. So you are not leaving your original work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? If you are not leaving your original work in a sense, you are not wasting your time. You are not using any of your time. You can do your work. You do your manual work in another machine, just run the suit, automation suit. It will do it activity, you do your work. Okay, just this is an example. Okay, so this type of scenarios may not exist. I'm trying to explain you like how advantage it is. Means without leaving your original work, you are trying to execute it in the sense you are not sparing any time to it. Okay, yes, so you are just in a leisure time you are trying to do it. I can't call it as a leisure time, but technically you are not using any of your original time, so it takes zero time. Okay, so let's come back. So the same scenario we have. So we are trying to opt it for automation. And the very, very important thing what we need to know is around 60 to 70% of your project can be automated. Maximum. That's it. Don't think that 100% of your project can be automated. It's not. Hardly we can perform 60 to 70% of your project into automation. That's it. If you take this scenario, I can do 70% as a automation and 30% manual, right?
Even though it is automation, we have to spend the time, right, to execute the scripts and all that.
Obviously. I'm just trying to explain you that it works without your intervention also. You can create a suit, we can write a
Mm-hmm.
script,
Mm-hmm.
external script, say to execute at 11 p.m. and you leave the office. Okay, it will execute at 11 p.m. all the test cases and come back office tomorrow morning and check your results. Even we have that option. You can do it. So in the sense, while executing it, you are not wasting your time. That is what I am saying. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. See here, automation testing is a big process. Writing a script will take hell lot of time. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about execution as if now. If you take the
Okay.
writing the test cases comparison, you can write test
Mm-hmm.
cases very easily, effectively in a shorter time. But we can't do it with the help of script. Script creation will take a lot of time. That is the reason if if script creation take that much of a time, it's good reuse it multiple times so that it will convert that as a advantage. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So fine. So 60 to 70% of the project can be automated. In the sense, hardly I can automate 70 and 30 can anyways should be done manually. So this I can do it in 2 days, right? These 30 test cases I can execute in 2 days because I can execute maximum 15 a day. Okay. So I have left 3 days. In these 3 days, usually I can execute the rest 70 using the automation part. Clear? So this is what a simple comparison what I am trying to give you the advantage of. Clear? Now, in spite of that, we have other advantages also. We have explained just the time. Time. So using automation testing, we can execute the test cases very faster when compared to the automation. So it is an advantage to complete the test cases in a faster way. In a sense, we are shortening the project time. It is obviously a win situation for your company. Company will save a lot of resources, right? So obviously it saves money. So ultimately it's an advantage for the company. Okay. And we have something called in the automation testing, reliability and consistency. Reliability and consistency in automation testing. These are the advantages of automation testing. Time, reliability, consistency. So if you talk about a time, yes, faster execution, so we can save the time. That's very much agreeable. What is this reliability and reusability? Okay, so simple. So how, on which basis we are going to rely on it too? Reliability and consistency. So on which basis we are going to rely on a tool? So rather than relying on a human, why we are relying on a tool? This is a very important point what we need to discuss. Just think you are working as a manual tester, okay? And you have a task today. You need to execute 100 usernames and 100 passwords. We need to write each username, password, click on sign in, check whether it is accepting or not. Write the other username, password, click on sign in. The data is given us, so we need to use that same data and check it all the users are successfully logging or not. We have 100 usernames and 100 passwords. You need to do it. Have given you the task. So what you do? So you'll do all the 100 username and password. We'll generate a report like which one is agreed and which one is rejected. Like everyone will write it in a document. Everything is fine. On a next day you came to office. Developer has made some changes to the application. So what we need to do? Again, you need to test it, right? So I have given the same task. How we do it? Same 100 username, same 100 passwords. So you'll do it. Okay. So third day you came in. Again, there's some changes are made on the application. So again, I have given you the same task. So if, from the previous 2 days, you are doing the same work. You are habituated to the work. Not habituated, you are get bored with the same work, doing it again and again. And moreover, you know like the results already. Like which one is passed and which one is failed from the 2 days you are doing. So hardly you will do 60 or 70, that's it. On the fourth day, fifth day, on a sixth or seventh day, if I give you the same task, not even you will touch one. Because it's a normal human tendency that we can't do repeated work again and again. Intentionally, we'll skip something in between. Yes or no? It's human tendency, it's applicable for everyone. If you want to do a same repeatable work again and again, we'll be get bored of. Okay? So what's happening here, the consistency get decreases. First day you have done 100, second day you have done 100, third day you have done 70, fourth day 40, fifth day nothing. Right? The consistency getting decreases. The consistency getting decreases in the sense obviously that it affects directly proportional to the decrease of the quality. The quality also get decreases. Right? So quality decreases in the sense obviously it affects the project. So if it is automation testing tool, even you give it for the 100 days, it will do with the same consistency. Right? There is no concept of bore for it. It will execute that. So if you have the same consistency, so we can rely on it. If it is a repeated work for the human, the consistency get decreases, so we can't rely on the human. Okay? Got the point? Yes. So time, consistency, reliability, and not only that, script repeatability and reusability also advantages of automation. The same sort of a script, we can use it multiple times by writing a loop statement. So script repeatability. Reusability, same sort of a script reuse in multiple platforms or reuse in the next version. So I have created script for version 1.5. So version 2 of the same application has came in for the testing. So using the same script. Okay, reusability. So that is what. So repeatability and reusability, we have bit slight difference between that. That gradually you'll understand as we go into the subject. Repeatability in the sense, the same script iterating again and again. Reusability in the sense, same script using on the same project or some other project on the same platform or some other platform. Clear? Yes. That gradually you understand as we go into the subject. But these are the
environments.
hmm?
In different environments, you mean, right?
Perfect. Testing in the different environments also a reusable. Okay. Yes. So I have created a login script as you met. So we people have a team of 4 members. We are working on Gmail application. We are trying to test a Gmail application. I have created a login script and I have distributed the same script to everyone. Go ahead and use it. Don't write it because I have written. This is what reusability. I have created it and my friends are using it. My colleagues are using it. My team is using it. Reusability. Okay. Repeatability. I need to test login 10 times. Write it in a for loop and execute 10 times. That is repeatability. Got it? Yes. Okay. So reusability and repeatability are the advantages of automation testing. So this is what the generalized testing. Do we have any disadvantage for the automation? Yes, we do have even the disadvantages in automation testing too. So let's talk about what are the disadvantages of automation testing. I can't say that it's a directly disadvantages, but I can say limitations. We have limitations of in automation testing too. A few limitations I can call them. Like script creation will take a lot of time when compared to writing the test cases. Script creation will take a lot of time when compared to writing the test cases. This is what one of the major disadvantage. And not only that, to write the test cases, generally there is no need to have any initial build. If you have a requirement documents, you can go ahead and you can write your own script without any, you can write your test cases without any problem. Okay, you can write the test cases. But if you want to do it using automation, you need to have the initial build. So process starts very late in the automation, but in the manual process starts very in the initial stages only. We can go ahead and we can create the automation test. Okay. So as I said, like advantages in automation, speed in execution, reliability, consistency, script reusability, and repeatability. Disadvantage. So tools are expensive. Not all the tools. QTP is expensive. Selenium is free. So there are mixed modes. So generally tools are expensive. Rather than saying tools are expensive, but resources are really expensive. Resources are expensive. When compared to the manual tester, automation testers are paid high. So that would be obviously the cost to the company, the CTC get increases, right? Cost to the company really get increases. I can't call it as a disadvantage, but this is a factor even the companies will consider, right? Yes. So script creation takes a lot of time when compared to the preparation of test cases that we have discussed already. And moreover, as I said, to write the test cases, there is no need to have an initial build. You can directly go ahead and write the test cases. But in general, automation testing is performed only after releasing a initial build. Okay. Yes. The scenarios which can be automated in a simpler words, all the repeated activities can be automated, like regression testing, performing the same activity on each and every build. We call it as the regression testing. You know retesting and regression testing, right? So here we have a regression testing. So regression testing is a sense to check the impact of modifications on the existing components. So on each and every build, we need to check the modifications related effect. So obviously we need to perform that on each and every build. So write a script and execute it every time. And data driven testing. If you have a huge set of test data, 100 username, 100 password, the example what I have given you. So that can be automated using this data driven testing. Like compatible testing, testing an application on a different platform. So if you see it on the screen, the examples what I have given, these are all obviously related to multiple testing type, means doing the testing activities again and again. So it is best suitable for reusable purpose, which can't be automated. In a simpler words, everything can be automated, guys. It's not that this can't be automated, but if it is a single time testing activity, if it is a single time testing activity, or if it is a one time testing activity, or simple testing, simple look and feel of an application, so there is no need of going for any automation. You can do it manually. Clear? Yes. So this is what the overview of the comparison of automation and manual. Okay. Now let's talk about the tools. So if you talk about automation testing, then definitely first I need to talk about a tool called Qt. Before going to the Selenium, first I need to talk about a tool called Qt. QTP was very excellent tool which acted as a monopoly in the market. QTP. In automation testing tool, there are many tools. Okay. But let me talk about QTP. Right now we're calling it as a UFT. It's a very popular tool. Maybe a 8 to 10 years back, it acted as a monopoly. It was only one tool in the market. Around 60 to 70 plus 75% of the plus market used to use UFT tool as their automation source. Okay. So gradually
What is
Selenium came into picture. Yes.
What is UFT?
Unified Functional Tool. The latest version of QTP is known as UFT. Both one and the same. QTP, Quick Test Professional, is one of the automation testing tool, a very famous one. Okay. The newer version of QTP has been changed into UFT, Unified Functional Tool. Clear?
Oh.
Okay. Yes. So why I'm taking QTP in the sense like Selenium is completely built on the drawbacks of QTP. Okay. So that is the reason to compare it. I'm trying to list out the QTP also. Okay. It doesn't mean that to learn the Selenium you need to have an idea on QTP. That is not actually. To compare, like if I want to give the advantages of my tool, I need to compare it with some other, right? Yes. So I'm going to compare it with QTP because the Selenium intention or the main purpose, core intention of building the Selenium is completely on the drawbacks of QTP. Okay. So their primary agenda was to take what are the drawbacks of QTP and develop this. Clear? Yes. So QTP was very popular and excellent tool, automation testing tool, very user-friendly automation testing tool. Okay. And Selenium. Selenium is also an excellent automation testing tool, but it works for only for the web-based. Clear? Yes. So in the automation testing tool, we have many other tools, but majorly talking, we need to talk about these two. One is QTP and other one is a Selenium. QTP is user-friendly. It is a tool which is developed by HP. Okay. So earlier it was developed by Mercury Interactive. Then after HP has taken it, so it's been right now developed by HP. Okay. So it's a licensed one. It has a huge license fee. It works for both web and Windows. Web and Windows. Okay. So let's come back and let's start about Selenium. So don't because it's not a QTP course, like we are not worried about QTP, what the options it have. But let's talk about the Selenium now. Okay. So we are into the point where we need to talk about. So one thing, I guess it's clear what is the automation testing is, right?
Yeah.
Now let's see how we can do it using Selenium. So first thing, Selenium is a automation testing. So as if now I'm calling it as a tool, okay, but it's actually an interface. So that we'll be discussing later on. So Selenium is an automation tool which helps to test the application which runs on a browser, right? Yes, or which helps to test browser-based applications. Here, Selenium has majorly 4 components to discuss. Okay, so very first one is Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE. Next one is Selenium RC. RC, remote control. Third one is Selenium WebDriver. And fourth one is Selenium Grid. So these are the four components actually what we need to talk about before talking about the Selenium. So first of all, what is Selenium? Selenium is an automation testing tool which works only for the browser. A general definition, we got it. Selenium IDE is a record and playback mechanism, run record playback mechanism for Mozilla Firefox. I mean to say Selenium IDE is an extension or add-in for Mozilla Firefox. It is just record and playback. We'll get a simple add-in. If I have it, okay. I don't have here on this machine, but once we download it, you can see it for the Mozilla Firefox as an extension. A simple extension, you can find it here. So on the extension, you can see it, and it's simple record and playback. Just click on record, it will generate some script, playback, it will go ahead and it will play it back. Okay, it's a simple record and playback extension. This is not used in the organization actually. By using this, we can't build any framework. Okay, the efficient testing can't be performed using ID. Okay, only the overview or only the elements identification or few record and run process can be done. It is not such suitable for framing a framework. Okay, next, Selenium RC. Selenium RC is an older version of Selenium. So the Selenium RC is also known as Selenium 1. Selenium 1. So Selenium 1 is completely outdated. Selenium community started giving updates for it. Selenium RC is no more used in any organizations now. Okay, it's a Selenium 1, the very first or the earlier versions of Selenium, I can call it as. Clear? And it works something like this. We used to have some remote server. We used to write some script in a special language called Selenium. So this is the editor. In this editor, I am going to write a Selenium script. The script is going to fall directly in the remote server. And all the script will be converted into a specific language. And it is going to work on the browser from here. So all the script go to the server. Server will change this Selenium language into the respective browser-based language, and it will send that to the browser, and will use to perform it. But this is not such easier what a diagram shows actually. There are a lot of configurations and a lot of Selenium script used to write to perform this activity. And as the browsers started moving on to the security zone, the browsers are right now very much secure. It is not allowing you to work from the Selenium RC because Selenium, your browser started identifying that some external mechanism is trying to work on that. So due to that, it's not allowing a Selenium RC to work on it directly by using a remote server. That has been overcome in a WebDriver. So while talking about the WebDriver architecture, I will explain you that. But right now we are using in the market that is Selenium WebDriver. It can be called as a Selenium 2. Okay. And the latest version what is available is Selenium WebDriver 3.01 IS. Okay, but let us call it as 3.0 plus. Okay, latest version which is available. So your course is completely focused on Selenium WebDriver. Okay. Selenium IDE, we'll see it, record and playback. Selenium RC is completely outdated. No need to worry about it. Even there is no need to learn this as if now. So we need to focus on Selenium WebDriver. This is what actually the point is. Your whole course will be completely focusing on Selenium WebDriver only. Next, we have something called Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid is nothing but which helps us to perform cross-browser as well as cross-platform testing. If you want to test an application at different browsers and different platforms at a time, that we can do it using Selenium Grid. Okay. So while talking about it, the evaluation of the Selenium Grid, the evaluation of Selenium WebDriver, we'll talk about that. Okay. So just I'm giving the what the components we have in the Selenium. These are the four things what we have: Selenium ID, Selenium RC, WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. Okay. In spite of that, we are going to learn few other things in the Selenium WebDriver classes. Like Selenium is a testing tool, or Selenium WebDriver. If I say Selenium from now, it directly reflects to Selenium WebDriver only. Okay. Selenium WebDriver is a automation testing tool. Perfect, good, fine, everything is good. But it's a free tool. It is developed by a Selenium community. Okay. And it may or may not have all the features. Right? Yes. For if you take a simple example here, Selenium WebDriver doesn't have any option for the test result. Once the test is executed, at the end of the test, it should give some results, right? What is failed, what is passed, what's happened to the thing. So it doesn't have any capability. So for that, we need to take an external source help, something like testing. Or we can use JUnit or NUnit also for this purpose. But in the course, I am going to take testing. Okay, this is just an example. I mean to say, your Selenium can be integrated easily with some third-party free or open source versions to carry out the testing activities. Okay. Yeah. So like this, we'll be using TestNG, Apache POI, like a lot of things we'll be using in the coming class. Okay. Just this is an example because your QDP directly have the option to give the reports, but it will not. Your Selenium doesn't have. Now let me compare few things with the help of UFT and QDP, UFT and Selenium comparison. It's not an important to know this comparison, but technically we don't have any other tool which really competes with the Selenium. We have only UFT, so obviously I need to give that information. So UFT works on both Windows as well as web.
Web.
Selenium works only on
Web.
web. Okay. Selenium, sorry, this UFT works only on Windows platform. Selenium works on multiple platforms. Selenium UFT is a licensed one, which has a heavy license fee. It's a paid version. Selenium is free. Okay. Yes. So these are the simple comparison I am doing it, but it has a lot of comparisons what we need to do it. But before talking about the comparison between UFT and Selenium, the very first thing what we need to know is advantage or else what made this Selenium famous. You know, right now Selenium is very much famous in the market. You need to know why.
Platform means what, Kiran? I didn't get it here.
What is that?
The multiple, we said multiple platforms for the Selenium tool, right?
I will explain. So that is also one of the advantage. Right away, I will give you what is that multiple platform. So that is the reason. First, let us see the advantages of Selenium. Then we'll go back and compare it with the UFT. Okay. So what made the Selenium such famous? Okay. The very first thing, Selenium is open source. Selenium is free. It's not only a free, it's an open source. Means directly you'll get the source file. If you are good at coding, go ahead and change that. It will work according to your coding path. In the sense, it's free, and if you want, you can contribute to Selenium also. You can build your own Selenium testing tool. You can make some changes to it if you want. Okay, but simply saying Selenium is free or it's a open source. Next, as I said, it works in multiple platforms, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, if you talk about UFT can be installed only in Windows operating system. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
install in Linux, if you want to install in Solaris, if you want to install in Mac, your UFT will not work. But Selenium can be, or Selenium works in multiple platforms. Wherever your Eclipse runs, wherever the Eclipse runs, in all the places you can run your Selenium. I mean to say Selenium works in Windows, Selenium works in Mac, Selenium works in Solaris. Got it? This is what I'm saying, multiple platforms. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Got the point? If you have Mac machine, you can run
Mm-hmm.
Selenium. Have a Windows, I can run Selenium. If someone has a Solaris operating system, they can work. So it will work in multiple operating systems. Platform in the sense operating system here. Okay? OS. Clear? Next.
Yeah. But for the UFT also it works on both, right? Windows and web.
Windows and web are not the platforms. I am talking about operating systems. Windows and
Okay.
web are not the operating systems. Those are type of
Yeah.
environments. Windows environments and
Yeah.
web environment. I'm talking about platforms. I'm talking about operating systems. Don't get
Mm-hmm.
confused.
Okay.
Okay? You know what is operating system is, right? Windows is operating system. Linux is operating system. Solaris.
Yeah. Yeah.
It works on multiple platforms or multiple operating systems. I'm not talking about environment. Okay? Yes.
Okay.
Selenium works in multiple platforms. Not only multiple platforms, Selenium supports multiple browsers too. Multiple browsers. So we can perform cross-browser testing and cross-platform testing easily. That is what the advantage, right? So if you want to test an application in Safari, we can do it. If you want to test an application in Mozilla Firefox, we can. If you want to test an application in Chrome, we can do it. So it supports multiple browsers, multiple platforms. I will give you a list what browsers and what platforms it supports, but just a overview why it is famous. It runs in multiple browsers. It runs in multiple platforms. Okay, it's open source. Clear? And and see here, QTP supports VB scripting. Any automation testing tool in the world will not understand our human language, right? If I want to give instructions to the tool, go and click on that OK button, which is on so and so website. So if I write that in the English, your tool will not understand, right? Does it? It will not. If I ask you to execute this 3 times, click on it 3 times, it will not. I need to write in a language where it understands. UFT understands VB scripting. If you give the instructions in VB scripting, then it will understand, it will perform the activity. But your Selenium understands Java, C Sharp, Ruby, Python, Perl scripting. Means it supports multiple languages. I'm not saying about the environment of your application. I'm talking about what languages it understands. Getting the point? See here. It is not forcing us to learn only one language. If I am very good at Ruby, I can go ahead and perform the automation testing, Selenium. If I am very good at Java, I can go ahead and I can perform Selenium testing. If I am good at C Sharp, I can go ahead and I can perform the Selenium testing. So it is not forcing me to learn specific language. As a QTP, whatever you are good at, it doesn't care. You need to write in the VB, it will understand it. Means whatever the application background it may be. I'm not talking about that. It supports multiple languages. A lot of people think this. Like if your application is developed with Java, you need to write your
Mm-hmm.
scripting in Java. If your application is developed with some C sharp, you need to write the code in C sharp. It's not like that. Whatever the application background it may be, your testing tool doesn't care. Okay. So here the
Mm-hmm.
languages are the communicator between you and tool. You are giving the instructions to the tool. So on which language you are going to give? Your Selenium understand multiple languages. If you are good at Java, go ahead and write the code. If you are good at C sharp, go ahead and write the code. It will understand it. But for the QTP, it's not like that. You need to learn VB and you need to write the VB. Only that's to understand, it will perform that. So you have Selenium supports multiple languages also. This is what the advantage. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, got it.
So my course will be completely on Java.
Oh.
Okay. So why Java in the sense? Around 60 to 70% of the people uses Java. So it's good even we learn the Java so that we have a lot of support existing in the market. Not only support, we have a lot of resources, lot of documentation available. Okay. For Java. If you
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and write Perl or Ruby scripting somewhere, if you have stuck in between, obviously it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to find the solution, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So multiple platforms, it's open source, it supports multiple browsers. Not only that, it will, like you can perform cross browser testing, means testing the application on a different browsers at a time. We can do it using Selenium Grid. Okay. It supports
Mm-hmm.
multiple platform also. And we can write the code in Java, C sharp, Ruby. Okay. What you feel comfort, you can write in that particular language. Is that clear? So this is
Yeah.
what about your overview of the Selenium. Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Selenium do also have a lot of drawbacks. As if now I'm not talking about the drawbacks of the Selenium, that gradually we'll see as we go into the session. Clear? Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
this is what the overview of it. So tomorrow's session we'll be seeing the installation part and what are the required softwares to be downloaded. Okay. And all the other
Mm-hmm.
things we'll do it in the next class. Is that clear? Any queries before ending up with the topic?
Yeah,